It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Looking at the last game for Cleveland, it was a loss to Oklahoma City. Just one win over the last 7 games.
What's up, DJ?
What up, Cat?
What up, baby?
How you doing?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm all right. You got me last time. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I got 2 years. You're a rookie. You're gonna get it well. Always remember, never too high, never too low. Stay the course, all right?
Man, what kind of advice is that? You get advice to everybody.
You remember that. Watch. You'll remember that.
All right.
Welcome to this Thursday night in the NBA, right here on 2K Sports. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter is the Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And wouldn't you know it, our good friend KG, Kevin Garnett. Has come by to say hello and join us. Kevin, great to see you.
K-Hall, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
I'm glad you're here.
It's good to see you, man.
You ready to go?
Oh, I'm always ready. What's up?
All right. The Cleveland Cavaliers come into this one following a loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Well, the effort plainly was not there. I mean, they often settled for tougher, lower percentage shots, and that makes it hard to win.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland, the 2 stars, LeBron and Love, making up the forward positions. Rose is out there with Thunder, and it's Thompson in at the 5 spot. Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently than that.
I call it dialed in.
What?
You know, I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, you know, I only know one way to
go at it with
accomplish something.
gusto, right?
You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something light.
Can't walk through the park with this game,
not
can
at
you?
all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true. And so here's Cleveland following Chris Bosh's 3. Here's the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And they double him up with LeBron. No good from Thunder.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Kevin, what a lot of fans don't get to see is all the work players do behind the scenes, at home, before games, after games, on off days. Can you talk a little bit about that? Getting your body ready from the end of one game to play the next game? I mean, I've seen it, but you talk about it.
Yeah, the wellness starts right after you stop playing. The minute you come off the court, you're iced. You got to do progressions where right after the game you shower. Obviously, you got to get massages. You got to get some type of wellness on your legs, just because you're running so much. People don't know that you have to lift weights. When we was in Boston, we lift every other day. We had a strenuous strength program. Shout out to B-Do. Brian Dew, who was our strength coach up there, never let us get a day off. And if you didn't lift weights, then we find you as a players find you. Because it's important for you to come in here and be strong. We need everybody to be as strong as they can be. So you have to lift. And then actually, you practice. But after practice, you have to put time into your own personal game.
Right. So much goes into it. It's amazing. And so it's Minnesota with it, following the score by Cleveland. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one. The Timberwolves shooting their first free throw of the night.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive number.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Towns, the screen. Jones kicks to Towns. The shot comes out. The Cavaliers trail by 4. And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
You know
what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm going to guard, and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. It's not just you go on there and you have a bunch of fun. We actually get some things done, and but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. And Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lou, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who had been through the trade process and talking to me, getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. Jay Crowder's checked in for Thompson. James, the pass to Thunder. There's a good screen. Love in the post, defended by Towns. James, no good. Timberwolves leading by 4. Jones kicks to Bosch. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to be just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. The time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well, was very long, had a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
Cleveland moving the ball around. Here's the screen. Pass to Thunder. To halt the run. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Thunder's got 5 now.
And that's the role they want for Rose, getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
Those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You open up yourself to try to, be there and be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you're very cordial. And, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had a chance to
see. The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Kevin, over the years, we've seen a number of super teams develop, and in the Warriors' case, it's not the big 3, it's the big 4. Is this a trend you see continuing? You did it in Boston.
Man, look,
you were the original big 3.
It seems like it, eh? Right.
You were the original big 3.
You know what? It's like an innovative time, right? I didn't even know that we were doing that. Right, because LeBron come back and do what? LeBron goes to
Miami. He's the big 3 right down there. Yeah.
And then what? Then it just starts morphing into these different things, right?
KD to Golden State.
Right. Oh, man.
What do you think of it?
I think this is pretty much the norm. You know what? Listen, I think KD took a lot of heat for it, but when you really think about what he's doing, is that, let's say 20 years from now, he sits back, he wants to talk to Steph, he wants to talk to Draymond, he's talking to Clay. These are all going to be 3 greats with him. I'm just talking about those 3 guys there.
Yes.
He's playing with 3 other greats. I'm sorry. If you had a chance to play with 3 other greats in the prime, Kev, you're going to do that. And if you don't, then something's wrong with you.
We've got Jordan Crawford out there with Jones. Then there's Chris Bosh. And it's Wiggins in at the 3 slot. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Thunder in the last outing against the Thunder put on a show. He ended up with 25 points and was effective from long range as well, with a number of threes. A complete outing for him, one that he hopes to replicate here tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, David. It was a terrific game for him. They'll be looking for more of the same tonight.
And I'd be surprised if he doesn't give it to them. He's in a very good frame of mind right now.
Yeah, you know what? His attitude, his confidence, everything is posted up on positive. And he'll be looking to build on the work he did the last time out for sure.
Towns, the screen. Now Crawford. 13 points in the game, and it's blocked. Now Cleveland moving it up. Here's Thunder, guarded by Crawford. And yes, it's good. That's 7 points for Thunder. And Kevin, you look at the star players joining up today. At the end of the day, it's about winning.
The game is about winning. More importantly, it's about these bonds that you're able to establish. Those guys are going to be brothers forever. Now, I get the whole OKC, him leaving, right? But this is morphing into something else, and I think that this is going to be part of the norm.
Championships.
It is, man, and that's what you're in this for. You go to build these things. I don't know if I would have done it like that, but I understand it. I get it. He's playing with 3 other greats that's making the game more efficient for him, and it's working. But yes, I see this being the norm in the league.
And Towns gets it to go. Towns has got 17 now.
They're up right now because he's been dominant on offense, and man, I like seeing him catch fire like this.
Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, as 17 turning 18, but do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know what, Kev, I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college. Some of my best friends went to college, and I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. Listen, when you have responsibility early in life,
which you did,
which I did,
yes,
and you know, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older, especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule of an NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, you know, be the 17, 18-year-old to chill, have, you know, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, you know, coming home through the weekends. You know, I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something. I was building something. You know, I was trying to not just be a young player in our league, but a young businessman wanting to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. I can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old. taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together, and you have to make it work for you. You have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand. And you have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Regular season grind, 82 games in the regular season. In your opinion, is that the right amount of games for teams to play, or would you like to see the schedule shortened where there's more practice in between, more days of rest, or days to recuperate?
Man, look.
You got a big smile on your face.
For the old school, Kev, you know, 82 games is how you got to come through it. This is, listen.
It's a war, isn't it?
Listen, it is. And you know what? This is the tradition of it, man. This is what it is, bro. If you don't want to go through this and go through this hall and this road of this journey, then cool. Go to another league. They got shorter games. They got other awards that you can, you know. This is the NBA. This is what it is. This is the grind of it. And ones that have come before you have done it, just like the ones that's after you is going to do it. This is what it is, bro.
Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every challenge?
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types.
Whoa! Talk about bringing it.
And there's no question that James is one of the best dunkers ever. A forceful finisher who loves showing off his athleticism.
Wiggins kicks to Towns. Over Love. Bosch trying to free himself up and misses it off the right side of the rim.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
There's the pick. Crowder with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Crowder the pass to Thunder. James outside. Over Wiggins. Another miss by LeBron.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Towns sets the pick for Crawford. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Defense has no answer for him. I mean, none. They look completely lost. He's been on fire.
Great to have you with us, KG, and Lightning experience. Come back and join us sometime, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it anytime.
You were terrific. You were terrific. You were great.
K-Hall, you always made me look good, man, since 95, man. We've been doing this a long time, my dude.
Great to see you.
Thank you, dog.
Always fun to have Kevin Garnett on the set, Clark. You can tell he was in high spirits as usual. Have to respect his continued zeal for the game.
Yeah, he's never lacked for passion or zeal. It's been part of what's made him such a great player, a Hall of Famer in the future. And I don't think that's ever going away. I mean, he's really a kid at heart, and he played the game that way, which was a pleasure to watch. And, man, it's been really cool seeing him do what he did as an NBA player and actually giving back to some of the younger guys that are coming up in the league now.
Well, and the rejection by Towns. Here's Thunder, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Thunder's got 14 points.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
And so it's the mid. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter. As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination. Strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. LeBron and Love are the deadly forward pair. Derrick Rose is out there with Thunder. And it's Zizic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Mark, there are a lot of great rim protectors right now in the NBA.
Yeah, there sure are, and there are a couple, though, that stand out to me. Gobert and Whiteside. I mean, they are just like octopuses in their ability to hover around that rim and challenge and change and block shots. Those two guys really stand out to me.
Yeah.
I also think you've got to consider DeAndre Jordan, too. With his athleticism, he's become better as a rim protector in his last few years.
Right. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations, Tom Thibodeau, says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. The screen from Thompson. Over Jones. Rose can't hit.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Jones kicks to Towns, and he's good on the 3-ball. Towns has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yep, another one from Towns. There's no limit to what he can score when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Back to Rose. James outside. Shot clock at 6. And James throws it down hard.
Could easily have been an and one there. James converting through the contact.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Here's Butler. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 4th rebound in this one. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
And the leadership James brings to this team is incredibly valuable. When things get tight, they look to the king to provide for them.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. And there's the feed to Gibson. Here's Butler. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Butler's got 8 points.
I mean, the mid-range jumper of Butler is impressive as he continues to get better from here.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
Peters checks in for Cleveland. Johnson kicks to Rose. Here's Peters. Out to the wing. Here's Thunder. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. J.R. Smith's checked in for Cleveland. Minnesota leading by 10. Now here's Butler. He's got 8. 55 seconds left in the third. And that one's good. Wiggins. And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player. Yeah, but at least he's getting after it on the backboard, but got a little carried away on that one.
Well, he knew he was going to get called for that one. I mean, that was simple. You can't use the guy in front of you as a stepping stool.
Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Patton. Here's Wiggins. Here's Towns. And he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle, too.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
And I tell you what, the former NBA Rookie of the Year, Towns continuing his rapid ascension as one of the league's best centers.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. He dishes it to Jones. Back to Towns. Crowder with the steal. Off the mark. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. All around, it's hard to point to any one area where they haven't had the upper hand in this game. We'll return shortly. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Keep digging, man. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting every loose ball.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Jones and Butler in the backcourt. Chris Bosh is out there with Andrew Wiggins, and it's Towns in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Right side, Butler. Doesn't go that time. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
Wells kicks to Love. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Thunder.
You know, Love is, as we've seen, a solid passer for a big man. Great at breaking down the defense and firing the pass to an open teammate.
Bosh dishes to Butler. It's tipped and out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Rose is checked in. Timberwolves leading by 12. Towns the screen. Bosh a screen on Rose. Wiggins kicks to Butler. Puts the move on, and it's good on the layup. And the Timberwolves lead by 14.
How about the execution from Butler there? I love it. I mean, simply taking his time inside and getting the job done.
Here's LeBron. Clark, when you look back at your terrific career, who is the one player that you considered your toughest opponent to go up against?
There were a couple of guys. Bernard King from the New York Knicks, because we saw them a handful of times a year, and he was just such a phenomenal scorer and a relentless worker offensively. He just never gave you a break. I didn't get to see the West Coast teams but twice a year. The Denver Nuggets in the early 80s had Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and Dan Issel. And between those three guys, they were averaging about 80, 81 points a game. And I usually dealt with English or Vandeweghe. And those were long nights because those guys moved the ball, shot it from everywhere, and were excellent offensive players.
Jones kicks to Butler. Shoots from 14. Second shot opportunity. Towns, no luck.
The defense did not do a good job guarding that one, Kevin. Don't know how he missed that layup.
Outside Rose. Over Jones. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And that's now 10 points for Derrick Rose. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Jones, the pass to Butler. Down low. Looks for Bosh, gets it to him. Here's Towns. Cavaliers with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And stolen by Butler. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here, some solid defense from Thunder.
This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Thompson, he's checked in for Jay Crowder. Both free throws good from Thunder. And one of the toughest parts about playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves is the travel schedule.
Yeah.
Clark, even interdivision games can involve lengthy flights, and the team travels more than any other in the NBA.
Yeah, and you know, everybody travels, and it is part of the league, but it is a small disadvantage for Minnesota to deal with. Not a big one, but nonetheless something unique to them as a team. Not much you can do about it, though. That's their lot, and they've got to make it work.
Love dishes to LeBron. Over Wiggins. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. The Cavaliers trail by 13. James in the post. Covered by Wiggins. And that one drops. 18 points for LeBron.
Man, you got to respect and appreciate how polished LeBron is inside. I mean, he really excels at creating opportunities for himself close to the rim.
Jones kicks to Butler. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Minnesota?
You know, one of the big stories has been the 3-ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
Yeah, but they've been killing it from the free throw line tonight. Those points keep adding up as we go along.
And Butler emerging as a leader both on and off the floor, a player who plays with great passion and goes all out for his team all the time.
Thunder passes to Rose. It's a pick by Love, just 4 to shoot. He used that pick just right. Rose has got 4 points this quarter.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Taking on the defending champs always adds a little extra meaning to the game. And with the way he's gotten after it tonight, it was clear this one meant a lot to him. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the break, I heard Tom Thibodeau as he talked with the team. He told them, put your foot on their neck. Take it to them. I want to see you guys slow it down out there, use the clock, and stay away from silly fouls. Let's see if they can execute the plan, guys.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Wiggins kicks to Butler. Bosh sets the pick for Butler. To the middle, stolen by Thompson. Wiggins against LeBron. A baseline J. Count that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Derrick Rose. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. There's the pick. Bosh, that's for 2. And again, it's Minnesota.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Rose passes to Thunder. Rose, a screen on Butler. Here's Thunder, and the rejection by Towns.
Great timing on the block there. Towns helps affect winning in a lot of different ways.
Jones kicks to Towns. Count the basket and the foul. Thompson, and so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. Zizic is checked in for Cleveland. The free throw drops for Towns. Clark, in your rookie season in the NBA, did you ever have a welcome to the NBA moment? You know, a play or a sequence where you were brutally introduced to how unforgiving the NBA can truly be?
Yeah, how about my first night out? Spencer Haywood ran me in circles, and I shot 2 for 17, scored 6 or 8 points, and he was in my head from the very beginning. Thankfully, the Pacers won that game because it was a forgettable night other than that. But Spencer Haywood, even to this day, when I bump into him, reminds me of how he disrupted me and distracted me in that first game of my rookie season.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Elbow shot off the left rim and out.
That's good offense. The shot didn't go down, but they'll live with that.
Outside, Jones. Bosch dishes to Butler. Towns down low. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
And, you know, you see Towns able to overpower the defender there. He's really tough once he gets it that close to the rim.
Looking to end the run, so the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That one is on Towns. And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what, to me, marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game.
Thunder gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. .50 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And Minnesota has possession. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Butler kicks to Towns. And it's off the back rim, no good. They've got a chance to cut the deficit to within 10. Here's Rose. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Butler passes to Jones. Towns sets the pick for Jones. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Just 5 to shoot. Shot off the pick. Cavaliers with the rebound.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
And so it's the Timberwolves. Clark Kellogg and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan.